The following feature may contain references to sex, drugs and rock and roll. Oh, and some bad language too.
Yeah, David Tennant, Doctor Who, of course, has done. Well, he's done the Sunday Night Project once, and he's done the Friday Night Project once, because of course the show is, you know, now it's called the Sunday Night Project. But the first time David Tennant did the Friday Night Project, there's an item in a show called Who Knows the Most About the Guest Host. It's a little panel game that we do. And the guest host is obviously the chairman of the panel game, and we play different rounds, and we have to find out who knows the most about whoever the guest host is, whether that's me and my team or Al and his. And the first time Tennant did it, Al, on his side, had Amy Winehouse, who was, I mean, that wonderful album had just hit, and this was before her kind of descent into oblivion. She's coming out the other side now, let's hope, please God. And on my team, I had George Galloway. And one of the items was we had to try and recreate with our partners famous poses from the Kama Sutra. I've got George Galloway. Now, I don't know whether George Galloway, I don't know whether anyone would run this by him and said, look, George, will you be happy to simulate sexual positions with Justin or not? I don't think that had happened, because clearly when it got to this particular item and this round in the game with the double bed there, he had no idea what was happening. And I can tell you this, we got away with a couple, but and he kind of went with it to an extent, but I can tell you that George Galloway balked at the Italian chandelier. I don't know if you've ever read the Kama Sutra, whether you know, without reading the Kama Sutra, what the Italian chandelier entails. I'm not going to tell you, do your own research. I'm going to tell you it's filthy, and George Galloway didn't want any part in it. So by the time we get to the Italian chandelier, George Galloway immediately jumps off of this bed with such force that it sends me flying. Because if I remember rightly, I think I'm above him at this stage, and he might be down there and I'm kind of here, like this. That's all I'm going to tell you about the Italian chandelier. Galloway thinks I've had a guts full of this. This is not what no one told me about this. So he jumps up, I kind of lose my balance and I'm about to fall. So I reach out, obviously just to grab onto something to stop me falling. Just so happens to be George Galloway's cock. I know. Yeah. Needless to say, he hasn't been back on.